Hello and welcome back to the Coastal Zone Championship Wrestling Let's Play series here on Spike Piledriver. Today we are going to show you the Tidal Takedown event, and we'll go through booking that event and getting through to our main card. Right, tonight we've got the final match in our Contenders series. Obviously, if you remember last time there were four-way matches, and now we have 4 contenders left. The winner is the #1 contender and will face our champion, Frankie Boy Fernandez, at our next event, Battle on the Beach. But tonight, it's Tidal Takedown, and here, straight into the event. Again, as standard now, we don't give anyone time off. And we're going to Tucson, Arizona for Tidal Takedown. Yeah. Well, why not? Let's do that. I mean, tides in Tucson? I'm sure there is. Alliteration at the very least. Broadcasters obviously will remain in the world because we do, and we'll go through. We won't do any booking team meeting today, but locker room incidents we will do, and some of them will have been dealt with by Pee Wee Jermaine, such as Bullseye getting into a bit of an argument and therefore a fight with our Loney Knuckles, who, spoiler, will be facing Frankie Boy Fernandez for the COT World title tonight, and he gets into a bit of a scrap. Excellent. Killian Catsby does nothing on the show, but he's lifted the locker room with a silly game that he's created backstage. Good for him. Simon Waves and Snapdragon getting on backstage. Snapdragon already providing a positive backstage environment. And speaking of not very good negative impact, Frankie Boy Fernandez, who was our morale officer, getting into a bit of a heated argument, potentially with Onslaught. Don't like Mask Cougar doing some good training, and Frankie Boy doing some good for the men. And Killian Catsby's getting ribbed a little bit for some of the influence that California Love Machine is having on him, including some of his mannerisms. So there we go. That is the incidents. We're not going to address the locker room as we go into the show, and we go straight into things. These are the matches that we have got pre-booked. We'll go through those as we book them onto the card. We'll also have a few angles and potentially a few more matches to add. First, though, we are going to make sure our Alliance title. And speaking of the Alliance title, you can hear Frankie Boy has been out all throughout June. Obviously, he defended in FCW on the night before Surf Slam, defended at Surf Slam, and then went to Canada and Mid-Atlantic as well, and defended in some pretty good matches there, putting on show-stopping matches, show-stealing matches, match of the night. I'm not sure. I've not actually checked whether they're match of the night, but I assume so with ratings like that. Still, our champion, he's already defended it 14 times since February when he won the title, but there we have it. He's going to do tonight. But that won't be our main event of the night, because on be our 4-way match for the #1 contendership, who, spoiler, it tells you on screen who's going to win it, but if you're listening, you won't have seen that one, so never mind. Then we'll have our match for the world title, which I need to make sure is for the COT World title. It is Frankie Boy Fernandez defending against Bulls. Yes, we're okay with it not being for the Coastal Zone title. Then in our other title match, we've got 2 more title matches actually. American Flash is going to defend against the guy he was teaming with last. Yes, it was actually last month. It was a few weeks, 3 weeks ago. So American Flash defending his Extreme title against their veteran Snapdragon. I've not selected a winner. That's not very good. That note said there. I'll select spoiler. It's a defense of the title. Then we have also got a tag team title match and a tag team #1 contenders battle royal all in the same night. So 5 teams will go into a 10-man battle royal. The winning team, spoilers, get the title shot, and that is the title shot, which we will have make sure for the title. Yep, it'll be California Dreams against the winners of the tag battle royal. 2 teams that aren't in the tag battle royal though. Our new team, Tandem Offense, which is Who to Ask and Zell Quinn. Both of them picked up good victories over Remy Sky over the Welcome to the Coastal Zone weekend. They're going to do battle in, I think, their first official tag team match against Gang. Trying to remember whether I had them in a match at Surf Slam or not. And the aforementioned Team Battle Royal also going to be stuck on at the bottom of the card to open the show. We do look like we might need to put on a couple, maybe 1 or 2 more matches, but a couple of angles as well. But what we'll do from here is we'll go through, make those final changes to the bookings, and then run through the card itself and show you what goes on at Coastal Zone Championship Wrestling Tidal Takedown, hosted in Tucson, Arizona, because for reasons I'll see in a second. And here we are then at the pre-show for Tidal Takedown. In the first pre-show match, we've got 3 of them tonight because we've got quite a few people, well, an odd number of people not on the card. So we've gone for a 3-way first, and it's Fox Mask 2 getting the victory over Luis Montero Jr. with Robbie Apex also in the match. All 3 of them putting in a relatively decent performance. Segment rating 43. The crowd is starting to warm up. Of our pre-show matches, the next one is a 4-way. Heartbreaker got the victory over Tony the Wonderful with Killian Catsby and Onslaught in the match. Onslaught head and shoulders above everyone else. Killian Catsby the weak link. Again, 45 rating, pretty good to keep the crowd. And then the last pre-show match was a 6-way with Gabe Apex getting the victory, pinning Victor Kim with a super kick. 39 rating. Victor Kim and Jonathan Frost obviously lagging behind everyone else as they are brand new to the wrestling business. But the crowd is just about ready for the show. With a very good Battle Royal getting a 59 rating. And if you didn't see the earlier part of the show, you won't be aware, but El Jaguar won for the Wildcat Snapdragon Jr. off his game, but the crowd getting nice and hot, show off to a strong start with a 59 rating. The wrestling was pretty good as well. Crowd getting on their feet, hot and rising as we move to this contest, which brings them down a little bit but keeps them hot. Altitude beating Miguel Rivera after a 720 splash. The push for Altitude continues. Sorry, Miguel, you are the weakest link, but you're not going anywhere. 40 rating for that one. Let's move on to our and bring it back up again as Tandem Offense get the crowd buzzing with their victory. Huda Ask pinning Bullseye after the cutthroat driver. 58 segment rating. Nice performance from everyone involved there. Huda Ask and Zell Quinn now in the tag team division. Hopefully going to push themselves towards the tag team titles, or at the very least a tag title shot with that victory. Number 1 contenders, well, they might be now because it was the Wildcats, but they were unfortunately not successful as the California Dreams make defense number 4 of their tag team titles. A 62 rating, but Sky Hermosa, despite picking up the victory, sustained a sprained ankle and unfortunately was very much off her game, dragging the match down a little bit, but hopefully that injury is not going to hamper her too much going forward. Potentially they might be losing the tag team titles if she is particularly injured. We shall see as we get to the end of the show later. Oh, well, there's confirmation of the... We'll see what the diagnosis is after the show. But next up, American Flash defends his Coastal Zone Extreme title for the first time, actually, which I forgot because he didn't defend it last time out. He was in a tag match, but he beat Snapdragon and managed to keep a decent performance out of the veteran. We protected Snapdragon, but the match in the end ended up being a little bit too short for their liking. 52 rating gets the crowd up to white hot as we get to events. So first up, Max Smith interviews. Max Smith's our new colour commentator, by the way, replacing the Guru. Frankie Boy Fernandez has been interviewed and he talks about his challenger tonight, Knuckles, and he makes a joke because he thinks he's a Sega character. He's going to act like Sonic and kick his ass so fast that he won't know what hit him. I probably would quite like to work a Tails pun in there as well, but there we go, I'm not that good. Tonight is defense number 15 for the Cop World Champion, and there is no doubt that he's going to walk out with the title. Well, with both titles, only defending one of them tonight. And it was a little bit disappointing. 65 rating for the segment. Knuckles can't go very long. He's not got that much stamina, so that's why it was quite a short one, just under 10 minutes. But the crowd wanted a longer match, and Knuckles has got a pretty stale gimmick, but that's not my fault. I don't book him week to week, so he needs to work on that himself. Another defense for Frankie Boy Fernandez, though, number 15 of the Cotworld. And then we go straight into our main event, which gets a 68 rating as Mas Cougar outlasts 3 of the men, Carlos Barrera, Frankie Perez, and California Love Machine. Just 25 minutes it took, And Masked Cougar pinned Frankie Perez with the I Am Cougar, Hear Me Roar. No other notes about this one. All around a very good main event. 68 rating. Hopefully that will be enough to give us a good rating. Before that, though, we finished the show with Masked Cougar being joined in the ring by our double champion, the Coastal Zone champion, Frankie Boy Fernandez, and the pair stare each other down. As the show closes, the angle idea worked. Thankfully, they've started working for us. 57 as a segment rating to close. That gives us an overall rating of 60, which is, I think, the same as Surf Slam. So we're staying steady without having a main event title match to finish things off. But next time out, we've got Masked Cougar taking on Frankie Boy Fernandez for the 2 titles. And I've got great confidence that that one is going to be an absolute barn burner. Obviously, the production has lessened the overall show rating, but that's just a consequence of not paying loads of money to get our production higher. To that little bit of a hit, we won't address the locker room. We'll have a look. She's only out for 7 days, so Sky Hermosa will not be missing any shows as our next event is in 3 weeks, because that's fine. 7 days is not 3 weeks. Made some money again, just under 50k on the show. Plenty of ticket shirt sales. I mean, to be fair, the show costs, we could probably start. What does show costs cover production? Possibly not. We could probably with the money we've got in the bank, we probably could. Looking at the popularity gains again everywhere in that yellow, suggesting we're getting great popularity gains from every show. Only really one place in the US didn't go up a point on the overall, so Tri-State at 4. Everywhere else has gone up 1, up to 50 now in the Southwest, which is nearly matching our highest popularity performer, which is Frankie Boy Fernandez, which is, I think he's on 53, he might be on 54 now for a victory, but I can check that after the show. But again, on the popularity side of things for the company, Wrestle World working out nicely in terms of all the popularity gains we are getting from our shows. If we quickly look, okay, Knuckles gone, sorry, goodbye, see you next time. 54,000 people watched Takedown. Sky Mouse is out for a week. We look at Costa and Frankie Boy Fernandez. His popularity is at 53, so he's just a tiny bit above the company. And if we have a look at our production costs as well, we can probably I think we could probably bump it up for the 500 a night per shows. Okay, that's fine. An extra $2,000. No, it's costing $2,000 there. I'll see whether I think we could probably bite the cost of a couple of them at least. So we'll see. Anyway, that is all for today's episode. It's been great seeing you here at Tidal Takedown. Next time, Battle on the Beach in just 3 weeks' time. I'll be here in 3 days' time on the channel because we're running a show every 3 days on the current Coastal Zone Let's Play series. If you enjoyed it, please subscribe. Please like the video. Please watch more content by myself here on Spike Piledriver. And I'll be back in a couple of days with the next show. Thanks a lot for watching. I'll see you then.